Ah.
Technically, I should know how long my beginning of a stream music is, but sometimes I sit there like, wait, it's already over? What? And I hear that, matane! I was like, oh, we are here. We are in fact ready to go play the game. Oopsie.
Oh. Good evening. Welcome to more Age Attorney.
The goal. The goal technically is to maybe finish the game today, but I'm not sure we will be able to. Frankly, I think it's gonna be a tad too long. But I couldn't start. Like, I couldn't stream in the afternoon. I was thinking maybe I could do it in the afternoon, make it an early stream, but that didn't work out. So, just gonna try and see how far we can get. And if we don't finish it tonight, then we'll just go into next week with it.
And then finish it for sure. I'll say hi! Hello!
Excuse me, Mr. Ashworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Oh, yeah, we're getting in there. Into it. Darker than a moonslide, colder than a polar ice cap. That is the what?
Is that a Coke commercial? I feel like they haven't done the polar ice bears in years, but I wouldn't know because I haven't seen proper and actual commercials in in quite a while. I don't watch TV, and everywhere else I use an ad blocker as much as I can, so it's always very fascinating. We'll talk about coffee the same way. Ah! Okay. Well. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. It's still the first trial day, yes. We just had a break, and after this break, we are planning on calling in Larry as our next, I was about to say customer, as our next witness. We had Bikini talk a lot, but it's not really, we're not getting anywhere with that, so now we've managed to get Larry on the stand to tell us more about that night, because he definitely was out there and he must have seen something. And like we did tell him, even if we couldn't get it out of him during the day, we would get it in court. You're very curious to see.
I think you like it.
Feel free to share your theories, by the way. I'm not gonna deny or comment on them too much though, so as to not take away, but please feel free to share if you're like, I wanna. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Ashford, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night.
Time to solve some murders, hell yeah.
Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you? But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh! Jesus Christ. I think, if I remember correctly, 5 is the highest number of logs that we've seen so far. I'm honestly unsure if we ever meet a character who has more than 5 logs, but that is a big number. I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? Safety of the acolyte? The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Yeah, Maya's still out there with nothing to eat, nothing to drink, and it's cold as fuck. We need to get out of there. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psychologues. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. The only thing we've ever seen change is the color.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah.
But even the color thing is not something that happens in this game, right? I think that's only after, like, after the first trilogy. Court will now reconvene. Miss von Karma, where's the witness? I think you qualify as a serial killer as soon as it's more than 2 people. More than 2 murders, I think. Really? Who was it that had a black? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in a gallery. Yeah, we specifically asked her, actually. Like, Edgeworth asked her to be the prosecutor for this case because, you know, he is a prosecutor. He's playing at being a defense attorney right now, but that's not really usually just a thing you can do. So he got her to prosecute, so no one in the prosecutor's office would make a stink of him being like, hey, it's also why we have a different judge. Suspicious behavior. He was sketching something very intensely. They asked what the witness was sketching when he was detained. He drew a terrifying woman up with a demonic face and a vicious wig. Oh, gee. I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurie's doing him. I hope you're ready. Get in here. But the funniest thing is, she calls him a horrible artist, but Larry's art isn't even bad. He's a very good artist. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Both of those characters only show up in the second trilogy. So up until now, we on stream haven't seen any of the color changes. That's what I meant. Because I was like, wait, am I really misremembering that much? Well, yeah, those 2 characters I still had in my head as well. Yeah. It would seem that Webb is going to see plenty more use today. No one talked about a prosecutor bringing a whip into the court. Oh, she's been doing this for a while now. Yeah, starting from Apollo. Okay, good. Your sketches and content of this court. Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ow! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. To use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Oh, Viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields. I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. Kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and find a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use a technical term, crimson lake. Larry, what? Who's he learning art from? Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Blabbing, not babbling. Refrain from whipping me, Miss von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. It's too much for me. It's not even your first time in court. Why are you making such a stink out of it, Larry? I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. The teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy? I feel... Okay, well, depending on what kind of subreddit he's going to for art advice, I think you could get some actual genuine advice there, but I guess... Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? I wasn't asked for my name and occupation or anything else. Mr. Atwood, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let's proceed with the cross-examination with no touching. Thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay. Oh boy. We're already starting off with a big old lie. Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry! But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? Certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. The reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Imagine going to court and being on the witness stand and you're trying to treat it like some kind of therapy session. Like, Jesus Christ, my God. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Oh, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see in the night of the murder?
What I saw about too.
I went to just check it around 9, so it would have been about 10:30. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. Being an artist, yeah. It didn't have to change a lot about him, like in general. The basic pose is already there. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after 3 days spent chasing a girl. Totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone.
Hi, Akira. Thank you for the pet.
I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. Yeah, it's nothing life-threatening. He did fall down the entire way and everything, and he got washed away by the river with his strong current, but he only has a cold now.
Thank you for that, your time. And the boss attack.
I mean, to be fair, Phoenix has had, like, he was knocked out with a fire extinguisher before. Falling from such a height, from a burning bridge into a river, pfft, whatever. This man is indestructible. Unless the story doesn't want him to be indestructible, and then he actually can get hurt quite badly, but other than that, it's just like... And never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Sure.
He also gets chunked with 600,000 worlds, yeah!
He also almost gets beaten up by the actual mafia, yeah! He also gets knocked out by a guy who definitely didn't kill his mentor, yeah! He also gets his evidence taken from him after he has gotten knocked out because he goes to show the evidence he got on definitely not suspicious people on his own. Yay! But, you know. He said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought I'd gotta go check this out. How far is the small shaggy war in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I'd recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with a serious face? We are in court, and I'm doing my job. Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. Actually, sorry, I need to talk about this real quick because I'm watching an anime from the current season and it's making me realize this one big difference. Like, even Edgeworth is like, why didn't you call anyone? And you know that these games are from a little further back, so technically we do have cell phones, but they don't get used that much. You can tell the more modern the games get, the more they use those kind of appliances, yes. But it was so funny. I watched this episode earlier and two characters were talking about like percentages or like on a scale of to how high would you say this is? And then this one character started actually like took out his phone, opened the calculator and started calculating like the percentages. And it was so funny to see because I'm like, oh yeah, I guess, yes. I mean, absolutely, I do the same thing. I just take out my phone, open a calculator if I have to calculate something. But it was so funny to see, and now I'm just thinking about this, like, ah, yeah, why wouldn't you call someone? Cell phones, maybe you don't actually have good reception there, but like public phones, yeah, okay. And then I'm watching an anime from just the very current season, 2024. People are just running on with the smartphones in school, and it was after school. It was just like, oh yeah, look at this 15-year-old just taking out the funny little smartphone and calculating something. Look at them just, oh man, she sent me a message, but she immediately unsent it. I don't know what it said. I'm gonna call her. She's not picking up. She must be in danger. It's like, huh, yeah. Phones are such an integral part nowadays. It's very funny when the story is very reliant on you couldn't reach anyone, you didn't have the means to yet. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. Did you? So then, let's hear what you did. Huh? Yeah, okay, my reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Are you sure? I don't think so. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this. What the hey, Archie, you make me sound like some sort of alien. Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at this. Same. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, that wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, lightning fell at 10:45. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. I mean, you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Also, it is very refreshing. I mean, maybe it's just what it feels like. I might even be wrong, but it's what it feels like. Edgeworth explaining his reasoning for when you press someone and actually showcasing things, I feel like he talks for way longer. Like, because he's allowed to keep talking. Whereas Phoenix is always just like, what are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? Or the prosecution is immediately getting in his face for anything he points out. Meanwhile, Edgeworth is just like, oh yeah, well, there's a contradiction here. Let me just explain it. And the prosecution is just like, what do you mean? Tell me more. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurice, don't... Ow! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. So bad it's slippery. But there's still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. Jesus Christ. Yeah! Yeah, it's like... Oh man. It's just so different. It's such a different vibe. I mean, I know Edgeworth just acts very differently to Wright. But it's just... You'd think that Phoenix is also, like, aside from his very first case, like, okay, aside from the very first game where he's just this bumbling lawyer who just stepped into the world, you'd think he'd, like, be more assertive in his job. He's doing a banger job at his job. That's horrible. You know? Meanwhile, Atrish is just in here commanding his presence and it's like, whoa! And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15. Which means what exactly? I mean, this coming from the game that use a time difference between two places as an integral plot point before, I'm not surprised that it loves having small details at different time points. Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you to stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? Hey, I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. Ew! I was still sleeping up though. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Wait, no, that's not how I go.
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space as witness did need no attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. But this is Larry we are talking about, and even he's incapable of being so stupid. Jesus Christ. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Yes, as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say this time everything. Let's say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Listen. I forget that he apparently has some specific dialect until another aboot comes. And I'm like, it's probably his entire speech that should sound different, but I'm just like, ba 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 aboot, ba 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 ba. Like, sorry to you, Judge. No, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Everyone gets the same fucking accent when I talk. I can't. I'm a donim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized that the flames had gone out and then they came running up. What? Really? I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Ashworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You regret this, Edgy? Are you threatening me? In court? What's your fucking problem, dude? Sketching. The burning bridge. Burning bridge and everything that came with it. What? Came with it? You don't hear this from my lips, do you, Aji? You regret this. Sketch of mine is... enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Ashworth. Should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Yeah, so let's do it! Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, even I could never imagine it would turn out like this. Imagine what? That Laurie Stoneham's debut would take place here, today, like this. Show it, now. Hey, steer yourselves. This is the wall of Laurie Stoneham. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Kalman. Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? I started to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. It's the eyes coupled with the completely straight line for the mouth that really gets me every time. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry... What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. Oh, we should take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Like, you... Hi? The girl, she's really high up in this picture. was all a bad dream. I was hitting you in the cheek to test out theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Well, not without help. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Miss Ashworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness. Miles Ashworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Miss Ashworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Oh, what do you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Horrible! I mean, artistically, I think it's good. Hurry up and cross-examine him. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position as just being irresponsible.
I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that is the truth. If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was.
The rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris.
The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood.
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight.
Wright took flight. Out of sight. Out of mind.
What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Hi. Why did they have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Oh, I don't know. You talk. I do believe this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage. What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. You do that every time you open your mouth. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Loris Donin, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving as a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. This Edgeworth sprite always kills me. He's so fucking done. He's like, can't get any worse than this, and then it keeps getting worse. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. The fuck are you talking about? I immediately know at least one person who had a purple crystal sphere with them. Crystal sphere? This one! Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. Sphere, where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. What accepts this crystal sphere? That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. It's blood! What? Blood? Found half covered in snow in the dusky bridge the night of the crime. Has blood on it.
Can we get a check on that blood, please?
You ready, Edgy? Tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. You want to be called Laurie's pseudonym only a few minutes ago? No one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. I don't think so. Larry. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who was this stupid idiot? Mr. Lee Stoneham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. Victim?
Yeah!
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph, give it back! Crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike, I was about to say. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah! Crystal sphere! It's gone! What? What? That's a lot of words. Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donut. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can do that? I saw it with my own eyes! And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought and I'm sure you realize it as well, Miles Ashworth. Elise Stoneham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Francisca von Karma, why? I understand that Von Karma loves using everyone's whole name, but Edgy, stop doing the same thing. It's not worth it. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case? Crystal sphere? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that they drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean, I'm the killer? All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Stoneham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Ashworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Ooh. You pay yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Ashworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Just simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I have proof that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? Look in your eyes. Remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright and I'm indeed cornered! I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. They're making it very easy. They're already showing me the crime photo. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. Snow would have totally covered it. That's what I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there's no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? The sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this juncture. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? Sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't! You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Stonehim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? Made it this far, the only place to take this is to the end. You just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. If the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Sure. Don't mind if I do. On that snowy night, there's one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We've shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Dunham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible badges of humanity. Jesus Christ! However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Itchy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. Seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me off. Ouch. That's not true. I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Francie! Don't call her that. I don't think she appreciates being called that by you, of all people. Why, yeah. I cannot wait to see how he acts in his own game then, though. It's gonna be a very fresh experience for me. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. Ow, 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 ow. Goodness gracious. I'd like you guys to know that this game features rumble mechanics, so every time she whips someone, you get a rumble on the controller as well. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Ray. Court is now adjourned!
To be continued.
Yeah, boy!
Wow.
But still, I highly doubt we'll actually make it through the entire game, not gonna lie. Well. 3:43 AM in the Hottie Clinic. Why are that one of all places to be? Still up at this hour, reading through the trial record of a certain case. It's the first case our mentor Mia Fey had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I've read, I don't want to believe. It was written here. This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my hand is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. Let him know that he will be able to help me with him, somehow. Can someone please get Maya from over there now? Please.
Oh, thank you for the pigtails and the hybrid time.
It's like, is it still so windy that they can't get, I don't know, a helicopter over there or something? Jesus. One day was in folk table Ashby stood up to me and then in game 3 found that his girlfriend tried to Yeah. I don't think he has a pretty good luck with his love life so far. Right. Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? Am I? Yeah. Do I get a profile on Edgeworth now that I'm back? An old friend! Set to be #1 at the DA's office. That is foreign systems now. Okay. Wait, what does he have to say about... What's this? Oh, okay. You still look a little green in the face. Judicial, yeah. Something along those lines. Maybe the radiant and artist speak. Actually, my fever's gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102 degrees, nothing to... I don't know how much that is in Celsius. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Ashworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. You tell them they...
You guys are looking mighty Viridian.
Yeah. In the end, the Shichi did not deliver the deadly blow. Which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself while I'll eat my coat. No, you only have the one coat, don't you? Thanks again, Ashworth. I'll handle things from here. That's probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is? Our client's background, naturally. You mean Irish, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting it from you... I'm sorry, Ashworth. I bid you adieu, Ray. Take care. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I gotta get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so we can get across to the other side. Oh, that's right, Maya's still stuck over at the inner temple. Glad you finally realized. But don't worry, pal. As soon as it's all said, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? Alright, I'm off.
Bye.
Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. Okay.
Oh?
Let's start at the main gate, then. Come on, please, just for art's sake, I swear. Only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. I'm talking about the heron here. The heron in my book. It'll make you famous. Enough. Fool's fool. Fool's fools who foolishly accept the foolishness of a fool's fool. Jesus Christ. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix, right? Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. You're, Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. Brain's flying like a sunny side up and you want to groom me over a name? You can do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death. Or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse? Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not. I'm not on the brink of anything. Why would you whip a dead horse? What the fuck? Come on, Nick. Tell her, will you? Tell her she needs tomorrow for my new picture book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. I don't care what anyone says, I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. Claire, seriously, she just killed him when he called her Francie. What's killing me is that Francie is written with a Y. Because, I mean, Francisca is written with an I. So why would you suddenly write it with a Y just because you're shortening it to make it some kind of... what do you call those names? Oh my god. Nickname! She flew, I'm telling you, whoosh! Just like I do with the red underwear. Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize. Off he goes. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix, right? Yeah, same to you, same to you. Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally. Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? The prodigy. Yep. Siska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13, which is still crazy. Before that was the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Kamp. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years, but now he's gone from this world. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me. Because of what happened to your father. Phoenix, right. You will fall before me. This, I promise. I mean, he was found responsible for murder. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? Yeah, Crystal. In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense. Ashworth. Come to think of it, Ashworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Kamp as well. It's so funny! It's so funny that she calls him little brother, despite him being 8 years older. Well, Ashworth told me something very interesting, you know? He said this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I'm here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. I don't think you should be bringing, personal grudges into your work, actually. I don't think that's very healthy. Especially as lawyers, where you're responsible for people's lives. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kinda cute. What?! Like, in the sense that you look at a small thing that is trying to appear threatening, and it's not threatening at all because it's too cutesy and tiny and wouldn't actually be able to hurt you? Or... no smirking. No whipping the sick. A foolish fool doing such a foolish favor for such a foolishly foolish fool. Like... yeah, the former, definitely the former, but it's just like... Okay. Make no mistake, Phoenix, right? I came here for one thing and one thing only. To pulverize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer eggs, you know? She does use just a bunch of baka in Japanese, apparently. It's like her favorite word to call people foolish. I went over the whole case file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes. Every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge? Do you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Tosha said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's got to be okay, just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the inner temple that night. It's so funny. It's like, did you even think about the consequences? No, I was only thinking about Maya being over there. I didn't care about anything else, basically. It's like, wow. That was one long sigh. Sister Bikini. My mama, I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mr. Gillies die, and then there's Iris as well. Mr. Gillies? Now I think about it. It's an acolyte stuck at the inner temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing too. The little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Yeah. More reasons to freak out! Yay! I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mr. Gillies' body that night. Certain of it. At least I was until this morning. In my head, I'm trying to reconnect if I can actually get what really happened in this case back together. But I forgot so many things about it. I see a new Cyclops, so she must be telling the truth. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know the artist who testified after me? So I was flying, a white hood fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was in the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble, and nothing. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the inner temple, is that correct? That's right, I'm sure it was Iris. Well, Iris claims she was in her room in Hazakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Maya stuck all by herself at the inner temple. I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter's especially bad. How bad? The training hall looks like it's about to— oh, excuse me. Looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall. Why would you tell me this? Let's get Maya out of there fast. Still, there's really no need to worry. The area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the inner temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. I see. So Criminal would be trapped should it choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. That means Maya could be stuck out there with a murderer and with no way of escape either. Oh dear. Yes, I suppose it does. Please, Gamshu, get the bridge up faster. I'm curious about a few things, if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh, do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? No. No! I want to know a little more about the victim, Miss Elise Stonin. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No, I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. Maybe I see. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My mama, you make it sound like a space some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Sigurlees was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. Yeah, he did it again, Sister Bikini. I notice he always referred to Miss Stoneham as Mystic Elise.
What?
Yes, now why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. We address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes the experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know? How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you?
We are. We're trialing and tribulating. Thank you for the pat. Ooh. What is up with everyone involved in this case having 5 fucking Cyclops?
Seems Miss Elise Stoneham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Stoneham on the evening of the murder. Now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Man, my head's throbbing so bad it's killing me. Pearls, she was with Miss Stoneham on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner. Murder didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. It just has to be there. Oh, Gumshoe, tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon. Right. No, where am I going? Courtyard. So Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand, so maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. Maybe. She is. I like her design a lot. Hey! What was that jarring, inconsiderately loud yell? This is where you've been keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, have you finished your bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Oh, well, then I come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but that's not what I... It's been a while. Scruffy. It's... Miss Come on! Oh, man. Sister, please leave this investigation to me. My, well, you should. We seem to have everything under control. I'm on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to. Yes, you worked up in the Guild and Iris. What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright? I heard, you know. Silence. Hi, Francisco Moncada will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me. She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she? Yes. Yes. Yeah. She is. Bridge time. It's certainly become a lot more hectic than before. You must have commenced with the investigation. Mr. Nick! A voice. Pearls! Mr. Nick! Mr. Nick! Oh, baby. So you were here ever since that night? I was so lonely I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning, I saw the dusky bridge was gone. I realized I was all alone. She was all alone? It must have been very trying for you, little girl.
I'm Francisca von Carmen, a prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I'm here. You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well... I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Oh! Getting told that? Getting told that by an 8-year-old must sting. Oh! I was just about to say, Francisca is very... She's nice to girls and women. Overall. But ooh, that was sting. Yeah, she does say people's names in full, but this one I think is definitely like coming from the whole, oh, she's not from here, she's a foreigner, this is how she learned the language, so she's calling everyone by their full name. Made it a habit, probably. Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you. Looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything. You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls? Weren't you with Maya? Uh-oh. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls? I... Missing Maya. Wait, Pearls? She just went off. Ow! That was cruel, Phoenix, right? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. What's that all about? Pearls acting like that. It's giving me the creeps. Guess I better take another look around since I finally got a chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya. She was supposed to be in here training. Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen. What's that? A strange lock. I wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off some strange vibes. The strangest vibe you guys can't even see because I'm covering it right now. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix, right? Hold on. Yeah, it's not getting much better, but anyway, the poster is covered in tea? Something. For sure. It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually... There we go. A woman? I don't see any woman here. It's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. It's not a different atmosphere, it's a different smell. It's gravy. What's the matter? The scroll. It's been completely covered in gravy. Yes, there's a very appetizing smell in here. The gravy is a type of sauce, so when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see. No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we have at the roast on the night of the incident. Why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? Misty face image is obscured by gravy! There's gonna be a different answer than just starting it. Don't worry about it. Someone thought Miss Misty was hungry. Oh, Miss Faye, I'm sorry. I brought you your dinner. Whoops! You accidentally spill it against it. Store. When I was here 2 days ago, the weird lock wasn't on it. It's strange. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside the cavern. I've never seen a lock quite like this before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psych-lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. What took you so long? I thought even you'd manage to get here faster than this. Mr. Trite. Speaking of... Godot. Prosecutor Godot, I didn't know you were here. Prosecutor? How come you didn't show up at the trial today? I'm gonna ask you the exact same question. Huh? But I had a cold, so... I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding.
Enough. I believe I have the measure of you. You're the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial?
Who's about may I try? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Huh. Oh, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins.
So who do you think you are? This case is mine.
Hey, Billy. Know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you. I'm only going to say this once, Lady von Whippingberg. Go home. What are you hitting me for? You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, right? What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. Something different about Godot today. Getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger, or is it sorrow? You had some important business and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. Returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You see, right, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all the internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live up to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So, you mean the mask you wear is... There's exactly the device. I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this one a piece of junk of a body going with a regular servicing. I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, try. You. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me.
Well, Phoenix Wright, do you?
I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Godot was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't it right, Trey? Earlier you said I've done something I can never undo. What did you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on the side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wonder, Trey, you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where is that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party is yet to explore. So they haven't searched the cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, that the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, chances of her being found alive are slim at best.
No!
Which means trying that you sent Maya Fate to her death. You fool! If that's the situation, why aren't you in there with the search party right now? You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see the big lock and chains? It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well tried. Once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all. And the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? Do you know who that was? It was Maya Faye's sister. That's right, Mia Faye. Mia? You killed her. No, that's not how it was. It was 2 years ago. Mia Faye was pursuing someone, a man. But she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, as Faye's murderer was called. But that won't bring her back. Well, no, but... You were with her at the time. You and no one else. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. Hey. You say Mia Faye was your teacher. Well then, I'd say you've learned nothing, Troy. You robbed her of her life, and now you let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death, no. What is this peculiar looking log? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. The repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open with. Oh, let's just say the inner temple and the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past.
You were supposed to keep her safe. I wasn't even at the office with her.
Also, it has only been 2 years since Mia died. With the fortunate side effect of Mia's ghost showing up repeatedly because of Maya and Pearl being able to call on her. Do you really think that Phoenix doesn't blame himself? Do you really think he's over the fact that she was killed? No. But whatever, I don't think he's gonna listen to that. Very well, then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key. Sure, just show me where the keyhole is on his trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. An interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. And who was it? Simple. The accused. What? Iris. When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Faye was to train in there. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock. She gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Godot. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in a sacred cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You better start praying. You better pray a friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Troy. Listen up, Troy. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Okay. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix, right? That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I just have to do what I can for now. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. Yeah. Somewhere along those lines, I think. We are 26. And Mia...
is... I think we do know, it's just that I don't remember. The door is also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, let's see what stunning clues concealed in here, shall we? Huh. It's empty. Yeah, you can do the math if you... It's exactly it, and I cannot do that right now. But I think you're about there. How much older than us is Mia? Was Mia? I hate this. Like his late 30s, I think. Ah, oui. How naive of you, Phoenix, right? It's a bit strange, don't you think? Francisco Foncama. I seem to remember. There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix, right? It's impertinent to call people by their full name, but... You of all people. I was only copying you. I don't know, should I or shouldn't I? Sounds like someone's talking to himself, but where's that coming from? Hey? Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. Nobody can't do that. I'm a detective. Ah, my brain is driving me nuts. Is something troubling you, Scruffy? Please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir. It was merely a simple greeting. A friendly tap on the shoulder. With my whip. So what's up, Gumshoe? There's something on your mind. How'd you know, pal? 33? Really? Why did I think he was that much old? I was so sure he was in his late 30s, like 38 something. Oh ho ho. Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not. How did you know, sir? Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate though, okay? You mean the one that says no entry on it? Hey, you kinda already snuck in there. You're trying to be clever or something. You're gonna be the same age! I'm gonna be the same age as Diego next year. Whoa, that's crazy. But it was just my birthday, so I'm not gonna think about it. So what's behind there, Scruffy? Oh, a kind of garden-like garden? A garden? Yeah, anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep up. I'm telling you, I'm asking you, pal. You got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Oh, see you later. So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix, right? Of course, what else will we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. Don't go in there whatsoever. Okay. What the fuck happened here? There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what it is. Strange feeling. Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? What are you doing here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here. Let you know, Scruffy, a Funkama will always show wherever there's a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here. But... So how's the Inner Temple investigation going? Best forensic team in the world working the place. Forensic team? Well, what was the outcome of the scientific study? Nothing! Scientifically speaking, the place is as clean as a whistle. That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that? Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir. The stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct? They look kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were... It's kind of hard to say, actually. So I better look into them myself. About Maya. Oh,
Did Mr. Godot tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party out looking for her, but there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Ashbrook to get there, Paul. Hal. Not Paul. Ashbrook. He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here. We'll have to wait, since she's the only one who can open the door to the sacred cavern. Oh, I think Mr. Ashbrook wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what it is. Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Ashbrook sounded so down, I feel like I was drowning. Sounds pleasant. Yeah. There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. Looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. Apparently belonged to the victim. To Miss Elise Stoneham. Yeah, there was a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both the victim and on this charm match exactly. It sounds to me like this little trinket is going to be my ticket to getting some very big answers. Oh, I think it's definitely not going to disappoint you. What the heck is that? You spotted it, huh, pal? Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says Maya. Yeah, and before you ask, it's written in blood. You will answer all our questions now, Scruffy, without exception. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Maya. So these letters are written in blood. Yeah, what's worse is it's the victim's blood. Huh? Is this Miss Stoneham's blood? We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal. Most interesting. Phoenix, right? I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down? You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer. The result of my own special gumshoe investigation. Really? Do tell. Well, on the night of the murder, Stone Lantern was upside down. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Stoneham wrote these letters herself in her own blood. She must be joking. It's impossible. From the writing in the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Elise Stoneham's murder. At least, that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. What? So Miss Stoneham was killed here. However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see? Good thing, Miss Von Karma. Ah! Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no? Oh, wait a sec. The bloody writing and all the other clues here. Someone could have easily set all that up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix, right? Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burned out. Yeah. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my man. Which means no one could have planted all the stuff here, pal. Think of a counter-argument to that? I knew it. Should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here. If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw. Also, Gumshoe, I think if you did that, we would have some other problems. You can't go interfering with a crime scene. Just saying. Seems you have a visitor. Mr. Wright! Iris, I'm really glad to see you. Godot managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency. Not him again. Never mind him, we've gotta hurry and unlock the sacred cavern. Sorry, Mr. Wright, it's my fault someone's important to use locked in there.
Mr. Ashworth, can we finish our conversation later?
Alright. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, right?
Wait, Edgeworth, I'm coming with you guys.
Sorry, Ray. I can't allow you to come with us.
What?
I hate to be the one to break it to you, but my FA is in a rather delicate position.
What do you mean by a delicate position?
This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere.
Come on, Ashworth.
If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right?
But it's Maya. So, Ray, all that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct?
Hey. Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix, right? From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us. This is not time to be standing around, Phoenix, right? Aren't there other things that demand your attention? She's right. Thanks for reminding me. You do it without whipping me every single time, though. You could just, like, talk to me like a normal person, but... Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since I last saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix, right? What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My, hello, you two, how are you doing? From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know? She's accompanied by the handsome crimson-clad prince. That handsome crimson-clad prince! Woo! So you're talking about Ashworth? It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. But yeah, it's all my fault that this happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about me back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Blue Suits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Huh? Me? Yeah, you did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular. You two are the only ones who said that to me. I checked a feeling that just became a shell to a shrew. You have a problem, Phoenix, right? Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that, but I know she's still hiding something. It's time to break those psych locks of hers.
Let's go! Let's do it!
Time to break 5 psych locks. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Donim had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author, just an author of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her.
Suspicions?
Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Dunham's true identity. Miss Dunham had this charm with her at all times. Where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm either.
Then, what do you think it is, Mr. Wright?
What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Oh. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Dunham really was. This talisman and one other item unequivocally prove Miss Dunham's true identity. The painting is obscured by the gravy stain at the moment. But the scroll shows the master of the Korean channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honorable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman the victim carried with her. This crest is reserved for the master of Korean. Korean. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. Your new master, Maya Fey, told me. What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Fey's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes, in fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya's Misty Fae's sole successor. Misty... Oh! That was fast. Stickerly's grace was with her presence about a week ago. And she showed me the talisman with a mark on it. Well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since you disappeared 17 years ago, after all. What is the significance of this talisman, sister? The Korean talisman. It's a symbol of the Master of Korean. The bearer must carry it with them always until their death. Until their death? So Lee Stoneham was really Maya's mother, huh? She was Misty Fae, the master of the Korean channeling technique. Comes out at last. Looks like we're making some headway here. Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Something happened that called her out of hiding.
Thank you. Posture check.
Ah, yes! So, Maya! You met your mother, who you thought to be missing for the last 17 years, which is almost as much time as you've been on this funny earth, and now she's dead. What do you have to say about that? That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Very fun. What happened? Well... What's happening? It can't be. Earthquake! Oh my goodness. The inner temple. It's kind of tremor-like. The inner temple. The sacred cavern in the training hall. It might very well cave in. What? Maya! Well... just saying. Misty Fae, the technically still current master of the Korean channeling technique, who is also Maya's and Mia's mother, is presumed missing, or has been missing, for the past 17 years, and the only reason Maya is going to become like the next master is because she's from the main family, and like yeah. That's hi, welcome in, thank you for the follow. Your client pleads oopsie daisy. That's not gonna work in this case, sorry. Objection denied. So imagine that. You meet some random lady and it's like oh, well, turns out this was your mother, but now she's dead. Anyway, we know of exactly 2 living family members at this point in the story, and with one of them I'm not even quite so sure anymore. Yeah. That's what we just found out. She's Misty Fae. One of them being Pearl, and the other one being Pearl's mother, Morgan, who is in jail forever. So like, we don't see other. There are still more people in that family. Yes, sure, or the Branch family, but we don't see them ever. So, haha. Seems to have passed. Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go. What? Where? To the Inner Temple, of course. Where else? It's your family with friends we made along the way. Yeah. Just the bikini. We'll finish this later, alright? Of course. You run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Come on, I'm Phoenix, right? They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you. Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. I just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's alright. You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Ashworth? Come on, let's go. That is so funny to me, though. We just had an earthquake, and the only person they show him being worried about is Ashworth. Not Maya, who might be in there. Not Iris, who went with Edgeworth to open up that gate. Not. You know. Okay. Gotta hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Ah! What are you doing here? How could I help? How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Why am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defender. Iris. She's gone. Gone where? She fled. She escaped. What? She's just now doing the... It's easier to see Ashworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes. Oh, right. Oh, that makes sense. That's why he was worried about Ashworth. I'm so stupid. I forgot. I forgot. Oh, yeah, Ashworth is mighty scared of earthquakes. Right, that was a thing. That's on me. Sorry, don't mind me. Yes, I'm a big fan of these games. No, I don't remember anything ever. Should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. Yeah, what a specific fear. That is not at all triggered by trauma. No, no. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went out before my eyes and I stupidly passed out. Incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? It's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I believe I let it happen. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. We haven't seen her. Then we need to get a man out of the way now and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Ashworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous, why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Ashworth. What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when you were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake. And you think Iris might have come to the inner temple to check on the situation? Listen, Ashworth, I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Alright. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall sacred cavern now. Alright, let's go. The one with Ashworth and from Kalma. Yeah. The fourth from the first game, you mean? Don't forget DLC. Fortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found, something none of us could have ever expected. How can there be even more locks? What's the meaning of this? Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on?
Would you like to know? Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Right, is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once.
Mr. Ashworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. I didn't know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks?
Yes.
If only I was stronger. Ashworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face.
You look a little bit very... Oh no, that's me.
Like you want to talk with your face all green. Miles Ashworth, go and get some air. I'll watch out with a suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous, I'm perfectly... There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Ashworth. Understood. I handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. It is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles.
I know a guy who could help with puzzles. He's not in this game though. Now that we have investigation games officially over here with the ports, who's gonna give Capcom and Level 5 enough money and initiative to get us an HD port of Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton? I'd pay good money to get that game on modern consoles or PC or both or whatever. Please. Please. Please.
Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris?
No, not at all.
Stop talking.
Why did you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see.
In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that.
I tell you how relieved that was when I saw the sacred cabin was alright, but...
But what?
Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cabin's door and... Who in the world would do something like this? Strict locks are a sacred treasure of the Kurain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it.
And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Francisca von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Which I'm assuming is the middle one, so we could still try and do that.
Yes, that's correct.
What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them.
How long would that take?
But...
It will take time, won't it?
yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day? Oh, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us?
Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
You get to wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple, too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Soon, though. Finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to get them all clues. This is Zucchini, Ashworth Gumshoe, and Pearls. Sure. Edgeworth is in the garden. Can I go back? Oh, I can. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I find Larry there sulking again. Maybe.
Thank you for the hiding time.
I am trying. Hold on. I'm trying to make it to the courtyard. It's a long way to make it to the courtyard. I like my man pathetic. That still holds true. It's been over a year since that quote though. Wow. Still holds true. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is it that they're humming? Motive, no crime. Motive, no crime. I don't fucking know. Sing it with me. Motive, no crime. We used to search in the channeling room and crying. Oh, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. Investigator investigates for a little investigating. It's a passion. I like my man pathetic and Gumshoe shows up on the screen. Just how I like it. Cases we have, but cases we've lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be alright. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Oh, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Huh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Miss Ashworth. Promised I would find the real murder weapon. Real murder weapon? The Bob sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? Giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. Do you think you could kill someone with a ski? I mean, probably. You could kill someone with just about anything you can imagine, but like, easily? Just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. Letter. Show me, 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 show me. There's a good sheet, and yes. His friendship. Something, something, bludgeoning weapon. Ah, yeah, sure. Bludgeoning. I was thinking more along the lines of stabbing someone with a ski, because I did not. Unless you ram with a lot of speed, I don't think you would have enough force on them. Gotcha. How's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the inner temple guard. And they're taking a bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. I mean, now I'm just thinking, like, if you were skiing in a freak accident, you could definitely, like, I don't know, you hit some kind of rock and it throws you into the air and, like, the ski gets stuck in the ground and you fall into it. Probably still not enough force. Would definitely hurt, but still not enough force. You mean... you gotta go, okay, have a good night. Good luck tomorrow. After details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What do you mean by that? About a letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I found is some burned up old letter. Burned up old letter? Yeah, it was in an incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow in the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? Better right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. So spirit mediums and masters and stuff, I bet it's got no relation to the case. Yeah, sure. Spirit mediums? Let me check that. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Be careful. Once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is Shizawa the Whole. Here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is, burn them. Also tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Oh yeah. That doesn't look weird at all. Also, Akire, thank you for getting me a tea money. Did I have a notification for that actually happen on stream and I just once again didn't see it? Or... I need to fix that. I need to desperately fix that. This is like the 3rd time. Why did no one tell me? Oh! I didn't see. I just realized just now because I looked at my phone and Throne was like, hey, someone bought you something. Like, huh? You didn't see. It should actually bring a notification in the chat as well, but it's never done that. And I don't know what I did wrong when I initially implemented it. I don't understand why. Thank you! I better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Sure you check it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Oh, it wasn't the Shichishita that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Ashra proved that in court today. Yeah, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. Let me tell you something, pal. I'm not chicken. Got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's a secret weapon of yours? You wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No? I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So it's a perfect tool for the job! Ta-da! A metal detector. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Ah, you wanna give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a good try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Camp out or not? Yeah! Playful forensic expert. Come on, pal, it's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then, guess I'll give it a go. 100%. It's the department's most advanced gadget, the absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. It's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off of something metallic. Next, move the detector. Don't worry there. This way will let you know when you've hit something metallic. And when that happens, press enter to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? This is Mr. stuff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector's reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic.
Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it?
It's weird that this thing's causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off. Examining evidence is a job for the... The top is coming off. What have you done? You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. That's a sword. Inside the staff that I'm covering completely. Is this... Could it be... Murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. Well, this kind of thing is sword cane, pal. I'm trying! But now it's on the left side so you can see it. Sounds a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stepped her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one! Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as I say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Guess this isn't a murder weapon, huh? No, I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shichishito too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal?
Please? Just until we find Maya.
Maya? What's this got to do with her?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Oh, how so?
Look, Maya's... Ow! Ow! That's smart. Maya's trapped inside the sacred cabin right now, and well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think Maya's been murdered? Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cabin. You're looking kind of irritated in there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing though, this stuff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. It's just a regular run-of-the-mill stuff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Shoo. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How would I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal?
Sure, thanks. With what money are we going to be eating there? Because Phoenix is not really that well off, and Gumshoe, I feel like, also no. There's someone hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. I can't help but wonder though. What was Elise Stoneham doing with the stuff like this in the first place? That's a great question. God!
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Girls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet?
Oh, I see.
What do you think you're doing here, Nick? Mary. This is a loser shack where losers get together to lose themselves. Is this the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Laurie did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. Going to gather firewood now. You'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't you try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. Pearly. Mary, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls?
Hey, I think it's really well drawn. I can draw it all, so I think it's really amazing.
See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting flames to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night.
But Mr. Loris...
No, you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of neck case, I beg of you. This picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks you saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take the sketch at face value. What's the look of doubt on your face? Oh, nothing, you know, nothing. Pearls.
Yes, Mr. Nick.
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Stoneham's room reading a book together. But Miss Stoneham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
The fact that they put it above her head, though, because her sprite is so small, because she's not very tall yet. That's so funny.
I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power has disappeared.
What? The powers have disappeared. What do you mean your powers disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can channel spirits is like a painter who can paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps. Aww. Way to go, Nick, you made her cry! That was really cruel of you! Just as I thought, I'm going to have to break up Cyclops to get the truth out of her. It's all coming back to me. Ooh, it is all coming back to me. What's the damage? How's the sacred Kevin? Her hairstyle is really cool, yeah. It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. No. No. Right now I'm actually wondering if we're even going to be able to reach the actual trial part, or if I'm gonna have to stop before the actual trial. Because on one hand I don't really want to get the trial started, because I won't be able to finish. And the stopping somewhere in the middle of the trial is gonna make it even worse of a cliffhanger. Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Kurain tradition. We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes. You were telling me how the Master of Kurain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Kurain tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to that." Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There's only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. The child becomes the new Master of Kurain, and her daughter's the main family. All other mediums become branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know this power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Kurain technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see? All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? Yeah. Ah! I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. DL6 incident. I knew it. Yeah, we are intimately familiar with that one. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. That's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. Yeah. Also, Bikini, I'm sorry for changing your voice like 3 times in the past 5 minutes. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. The mystic Misty's channeling name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. The case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Kurain tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Kurain village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Kurain tradition is starting to recover at last. But with the new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? The spiritual power of the Kurain channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the woman in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Ami, but with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right, and it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too, an older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. Yeah, we're not big fans of the aunt. That's right, Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master seat from her. Usurp? Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Yeah, I managed to get that woman behind bars. Morgan? That's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at Maya's home, Kurain village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. But... Iris is what? She kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? What? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yeah, Pearls. Pearl Faye? But I always thought she was an only child. You jest, that child. She's Mystic Morgan's. I had no idea. Mystic Morgan? But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister? Well, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kurain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking her twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know? In the end he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. There was Iris, you see? It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt that was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband, but even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris is a twin sister. Oh, thickens. This information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Oh, thank you! Gonna be your angle tonight. Cops are still calming the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's got to be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. I don't know. I would have done that. Oh, can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Ah! Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, Ray? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Yeah, I wonder what that could have been. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things could have been planted here after the murder. But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes? No, though, thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with a big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in an elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. A single gunshot. It shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but... Such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Ray. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago?! It was my first appearance in court, and as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So? Who is she? I'm sorry, Ray. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated. Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Ashworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Ashworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and that woman Ashworth knew. Hey, Ashworth? Do you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Your name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. The fucking switch! Please tell me what you know about her, Ashwood. Please. Hey! Wow! Wow! Oh. Hey! Hallo! Hallo! Na? Na? Why do you smell like smoke? Who are you? You should not be smelling like smoke. Oh, the plot thickens. Plot thickens. Yeah. I got the double horns right when Dahlia was brought up. That was funny. That's subtle. Who's probably going to leave in a few minutes because I'm not giving him the attention he wants right now. That was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. It's, frankly, most of the time while I'm streaming, it's either Krumer or Tuttle. And if you hear him meow, it's most of the time it's Tuttle because Krumer doesn't meow as much. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister actually, they weren't blood related. Mallory was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So if the Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. At the time, Dahlia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something.
It's like we were there.
It's been almost 5 years since a guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. Yeah, but in this universe specifically, someone being dead doesn't mean they're not related to a case or involved. There's no way to revive the dead. I wonder. It seems you're not aware of the other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's the mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Kurain channeling technique. You say Kurain channeling technique. Do you know something about it? Oh, yes, I know it's connected with a fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when I called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of a channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room, it's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Kurain channeling technique is real. Ha! Well then. Time to break someone else. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. You still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's why I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? The testimony in court today was very clear. Except when I got over the training, blah 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 blah. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the Inner Temple on the night of the murder. It's very impressive, Mr. Wright. Nikolai's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the Inner Temple. So I would have left at about 9:40, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40, but what you say doesn't add up with this. Where is it? You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Myself! Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. No, that's right. I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. This time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. And there were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible. Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. Are you seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me. Well, there's at least one more person who looks just like you. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. Don't worry about it. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Yeah! And we have 2 people here. At least 2 people who we know of who are able to summon spirits. Reliably. Who is still alive, at least. Not counting any other spirit mediums that might have been running around. But we have at least 2 who we know for a fact. Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Kudain channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit. Yeah, which is why I tried to make the sentence work, because it's like 2 we know of that are still alive, but we're unsure about Maya's exact whereabouts. We know Pearl is still alive, and Misty is dead. How it does work in Phoenix, right? I don't know if you've been there for all the other times where it was more apparent. But you know the whole thing with whenever Maya channels Mia, she takes on her entire appearance and everything? But they can still interact with the world. You know, just keep in mind that whoever's channeling someone takes on the appearance of the person they're channeling. Keep that in mind for the rest of this specific case. And I think it's gonna make more sense to you in like a second. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the Inner Temple, I knew.
I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected, the Iris' sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised. I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Oh, hello.
Now we have 2 cats.
Wow. Oh, don't look so sad. Oh. Oh, don't look so sad. I will have time to give both of you switches and cuddles if you just let me finish. Yeah. Just let me finish my stream, then I can cuddle with both of you.
Half the gang, yeah. The other half, I'm assuming, is with my mother.
Where they like to spend the night mostly. Oh my god, 1 second.
There we go. Revenge? Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
A mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was said to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Kodain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Kodain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakuda Temple?
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie.
Sure. Have a good night then.
I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. But she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. A college student. Have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix, right? There's still much to investigate. Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's sight lock. Yeah! Let's do that one. Let's get Pearl's psych lock, and then that's going to spell the end for the stream. Look at that! They really did make a fire right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick! Huh, you're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Alright, Pearly. Stop talking! After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Sterning's room reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
Elise never went to Miss Donim's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course. Yup. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakuta Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. Couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple. Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How'd you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
You heard the lights out bell? The Hazakuta Temple bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
Just trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh, I
think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Wait, Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple? Pearls. You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
Me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burned, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and the purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter? Just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who says the bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I never heard of anyone by that name before reading these instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. I mean, how would she? She's never met her. And Morgan for sure didn't tell her about any sisters. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed the instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote the set of instructions for you to follow? Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? I'm surprised she could even read them.
She couldn't read them. That's all coming back to me.
But you followed into the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof. What? Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it!
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words and this is the evidence that proves it. It was you who spat the gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
What? Why would I do something like that?
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Bravely roast the master in the fire of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition? But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donim on the night of the murder? So you can read some books together, yeah! It says gravely! Sure, Miss Donim taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. Couldn't even burn a letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing and I couldn't even do it right.
To be fair, the whole, ooh, burn these instructions so no one can find them never goes right in any kind of fiction. Because it's never completely burned. There's always some... Because most of the time, the people who are trying to burn something, they don't stay there to actually watch and see if it's burnt in its entirety. And then someone always finds some leftover thing.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
Gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Quinine like it said in the letter.
I see, and then? She never thought... Yeah.
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow, so I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for it to get through it. But then
Girls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple.
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and...
I let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the skull while you cried. Must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yes, I'm dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Unless she's in an open relationship, but that's not, you know. That would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
A final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me...
Then we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. That's definitely not the voice I gave her when she actually showed up, but whatever. Listen carefully and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
My mother's always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for the kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae Clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya is part of the Fae Clan, so it had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with a letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture's enough to challenge someone's spirit, but this time...
Really weird, huh? Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already. Orders from Morgan Faye opened once before. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother's watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Finally figured it out, have you, Trey? Finally realized how terrible for crime being painfully oblivious is. What door? The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. That is all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Faye isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trey. Just like it was your job to protect me and Faye. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realized that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. I didn't know anything about what was going on. What did I just say, Trey? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. I'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
And by tomorrow, he means on Wednesday when we next stream this game. Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
You'll be alright, Pulse. I'm sure Maya's alive. You see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl. You've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family's no more. Now finally, after all this time, the Master Seed is yours. Last great wish. Seems I was just in time. I don't think so, lady. I don't think so. Dun, 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 dun.
Good morning!
You know, actually, good night, Pearl. Good night, Pearl.
What in the hell made me think that we could finish this game today? It's the last case. It is the final case of the first trilogy.
Goodness gracious.
Thank you for the pad.
But yeah. Next time then. Next time. Final trial time. And how it's all going to end. Isn't that crazy? I think that's very crazy. I think I don't fully remember everything either. Like, I know somewhat how it's coming together, but I don't fully remember either, so that's cool. But yeah, we'll finish up this game next week. I post the schedule in a bit, but the plan is this one Wednesday, and then more Octopath on Friday, and then a new game on Saturday, and then also a new game on Sunday, because if we finish this one on Wednesday, Then we can get started on investigations on Sunday. That is. Did I say Sunday twice? Anyway, once we finish this one, we're gonna start investigations. That's what I wanted to say. Killing while summoning somebody who still can't use guilty. Even if Pearl succeeded in killing via Dali, she would have been guilty. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure. The ideas and what Morgan is trying to accomplish exactly, how she wanted any of that to actually work, I have no idea. Also, how are you gonna make an 8-year-old take over like an entire channeling clan? Like, is that really gonna work? Do you really think that is going to work just like that? Oh, hey, by the way, everyone else is dead. Everyone you ever liked from the branch family, that was the branch family before, is just dead now. Good luck. Morgan? Why do you do that to your children? But hey, it is whatever. It is whatever. General knowledge is subpar at best.
She is very good at, like, the whole...
I mean, she has some very good powers, but that doesn't help with the rest of the world. Does that make sense? But yeah. We're gonna see how all of this is going to culminate next time. She'd never seen one before. I'm not surprised she doesn't know. She's never seen one before. But yeah, that is what it is for tonight.
I'm gonna send you guys over to Leary, who's having her birthday party stream, so everyone go say happy birthday. Oh, I should have changed the raid message to be happy birthday.
I should have made a happy... Oh, okay, whatever.
Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you all very soon. I'll post a sketch in a bit, and we'll see each other next week. Good night. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.